Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Third and 10 podcast, episode 12. Jeez. In season 2, I'm Nate. That's Brian here to my right, my amazing co-host. We're both Giants fans, and I guess you can already tell, folks, this is going to be a Giants episode because our boys played the first preseason game yesterday. Very exciting times. It was a rough start, to be honest, because Drew Lock, buddy, I swear to Bob, you take another snap for the Giants, I will be pissed. He played bad, but we'll get into that just a bit. Overall, the Giants got the 14-3 win over the Detroit Lions at MetLife Stadium. It was a bit rainy over there in East Rutherford, Brian, right?
It's been raining across the East Coast for the past week. It's just been rain every single day. Like, it's just rained. Oh, the weather's been gross. It's just been nasty. So, hoping for sun soon. Be nice since it is August.
Oh yeah, 100%. Got some new merch today. Got the Giant. I found this hat online. I guess it's called the New York Giants rope hat. So we rocking this season. Always get a new hat every year, but I decided not to go with the draft hats that the prospects wore this year. I decided to go with something like this to fit the style.
Change it up a little bit.
Exactly. Kind of match with the fit. Even though I'm wearing a hoodie and it's like 90 degrees outside, it's kind of cold in here. So I digress.
Yeah.
Hey, we can switch if you want. We can switch if you want.
That's fine. It's fine. It's you deal with the rain. I'm done with it.
Fine with me, brother. Fine with me. But yeah, look. So overall, let's dive right into it. Right, the Giants, 14-3 over Detroit yesterday. Drew Lock played like the first quarter, a little bit of the second, if I'm not mistaken, but mostly it was the Tommy DeVito show the rest of the way. But first things first, we got to give props to a position that was very, very in question heading into this season, but they proved us wrong based off yesterday's game. And before we even start, I understand it's one game, guys. I understand what we say may be an overreaction, but you have to understand, we don't know what direction this team is going. Last year they stink. The year before they made the playoffs, and there's just so much uncertainty. So whenever we see something good happen, we're gonna react to it. And it's been one game. Who cares? Because that's football. Okay, this is the Giants.
You're supposed to overreact.
Exactly.
Overreaction to makes it fun.
Exactly. And the first thing we're gonna overreact to is that running back room, because I think we're gonna be just fine. This. Brian, you talked about this multiple times more than I have. The running back by committee, Tyrone Tracy, Eric Gray, even Turbo Miller yesterday as well, Dyontae Miller to be exact. Those three guys were absolutely phenomenal. So first off, your thoughts on the Giants running backs yesterday, including Eric Gray's 2 touchdowns that helped them win the game.
Eric Gray is showing why he deserves to be RB2, and so is Turbo Miller deserves why he deserves to be on this roster. Both those guys had absolutely huge nights. Like, you saw what Eric Gray can do when he has open field. He sent that Lions safety into the, I don't know, he into another dimension with that juke move and broke off for a 48-yard score. Yeah, no, I was excited watching them because you knew Eric Gray. I liked when we drafted him, and it's just finally starting to see the pieces put together. He's going to earn a spot on this roster. He can run the ball, tug the ball in and go. Turbo Miller, obviously he's not going to be a running back one, but he's going to be such a good depth piece to this team. All right, late in the game, all right, Miller, go out there and get a couple yards. Give the guy a breather. We now have 4 running backs that can produce at an NFL level, which is honestly pretty good.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And that's the thing, because I honestly don't care who produces the most rushing yards out of this group. Just rush the ball. Like, just run the football like we have with Saquon. Have a solid running off. Yeah, there you go. Just
total rushing yards, not one guy has 100. No. If 4 guys each have 25, I'm fine.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as they're all fine with that, being contributors, and I'm sure they are, because, let's be honest, they're not as talented like a Saquon Barkley was, but at the same time, why not? Have fun doing a running back by committee. I love it. You love it. But
it's your career. It saves these guys' careers because they're going to be looked at like they don't have the wear and tear like a bell cow back does, so they can go longer in the league. That's the big thing. Running backs is longevity. If you have running back by committee, you're taking less hits. That was a big reason why everyone was like praising Le'Veon Bell when he sat out. Oh, he's got like a whole year, to rejuvenate. He's got less wear and tear. I know that didn't work out for him, but the same logic applies here. If you're staying on the field getting reps, but you're not taking the total hit in your body as a starter bell cow will.
Mm-hmm. I do want to, like I said, just give major props to Eric Gray. I mean, this guy last year was kind of a forgotten person in that backfield because Saquon Barkley was dominating. And if it wasn't, it was like Matt Breida. Yeah, it was Matt. Was it Breida? No.
It was
Yes,
Matt
it was.
Breida, yeah.
It was Matt Breida. So, Gray was a
That's just a
forgotten guy.
connection with Dable and stuff. Like, yeah, they drafted Eric Gray, but he's still a rookie. They know what Breida's going to do. So
Exactly. So, but yeah, Eric Gray impressed last night. You mentioned that play he made. So for those of you who haven't seen or haven't heard what the play or sounded or looked like, well, here it is for you.
Yeah, great point.
2nd and 10. Gray on the draw. Gray. Makes a man miss. What a move by Eric Gray. Willie B. Kirk caught. And he's in for the score. 48-yard touchdown run for Eric Gray.
Exactly what they wanted to see out of the
Bro, that cut.
That safety, when he fell on the ground, went, oh my God, I just got cut.
There goes my opportunity in the NFL.
There goes everything.
Woo.
I'm done.
Poof, out the window. But no, seriously, I gotta give props also to the offensive line. I mean, they played extremely well yesterday. I mean, I think they allowed a sack or two, but other than that, the running game was just behind those 5 guys. Even though they're not the most talented. Yeah, they're not the most talented group in the world, but they got the job done yesterday, and props to Coach Carmen Barcelo for that. So
that's all we need. I don't need stars. I need guys that can go in there and get the job done. That's all you need for being a successful football team. Sure, having the big names and the stars is nice, but at the end of the day, if I have 5 solid guys who are going to open lanes, protect the quarterback, I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at the same time, we still need to hopefully see our starters out there. I think continuity between those 5 guys is needed. Andrew Thomas, Van Roten, John Michael Schmitz, who has been a bit of a concern. I want to get your thoughts on that just a bit, even though it is irrelevant to the game itself yesterday. But he needs to be involved. John Runyon, Germinaro Luminor, and the health of Evan Neal. Well, depends on how that goes. But the point is, those 5 guys I just mentioned.
Seems shaky with Neal right now. It seems like he's on the outside looking in.
Which is not good, my friend. Not good at all. But
like I said, I said it 2 weeks ago or a week ago. What have you done for me lately?
Nothing.
He's done nothing to earn that spot. So, sorry. Well, it's football. We want to put a competitive team on the field. If you're not going to lead to that, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and when it comes to the offensive line, we'll get into that in just a bit. But real quick with Eric Gray, holy crap. 2 touchdowns yesterday. I think he had a 90-something Pro Football Focus grade, so he led the team in that. So that was nice to see from our guy there. And other than that, offensively, not much from the receivers, Brian, to be honest. It was mostly the running game that kind of dominated yesterday.
Yeah, that could be the weather. A rainy day, you don't want to air the ball out too much. That could be what it is, especially when you have guys like Drew Lock and DeVito who, aren't known for their arm strength. Might well just take a step back, let the running backs take over.
True. Yeah. DeVito yesterday, 8 for 15, 92 yards passing, no touchdowns, no picks though, which is fine. Drew Lock, which was disappointing. He went 4 for 10 for 17 yards, 1 interception, then he got hurt.
He looked overmatched out there. I felt no confidence when he had that ball watching him.
He doesn't look ready to. I don't know. I don't know what to say, dude. That was just disappointing.
Honestly, I know it's one game and we can't overreact. And I know Drew Lock is an NFL quarterback, but at this point, I'd rather just cut him, get whatever we get is cap space to be, and let Tommy DeVito go to QB2. After last night, I have way more confidence in Tommy Cutlets than I do Drew Lock. And I paid Tommy Cutlets $5 million left than I paid Drew Lock.
True. And we saw what DeVito did last year with the Giants. He has that chemistry with the guys. He has chemistry with Coach Dable. I mean, we saw them hug after that Packers game that they won. So, I mean, he has the chemistry.
Mike White, like Nick Foles with the Eagles. Not a 60-game starter, but if you just need a stretch,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. In the past I've said, oh yeah, DeVito, he was great last year, but I don't want to see him here. But it just seems like based off last night, how he managed the offense, and he's likely gonna be taking over the rest of the way for the preseason because Drew Luck's gonna be out for a couple weeks, so it's gonna be DeVito's opportunity to shine unless they sign someone else. But it doesn't look like they will. I haven't heard any reports on that.
Be bringing like a UDFA if one's still out there, but I doubt it.
I feel like if anything, they'll bring back. Remember Nathan Rook, the guy that we signed?
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of, bringing back
Yeah.
Rook for a couple. But even then, like, you want to do 4 quarterbacks in the roster?
Do you? But at the same time, I want to question you about that because do you feel like based off Locke's performance and his injury right now, is it reasonable to say that the Giants just keep 2 quarterbacks, but it's just Jones and DeVito, even though they did sign Locke, or is that too kind of
Totally
far into the
reasonable.
future? Okay.
Too far in the future, but it's after last night. It's totally reasonable because, like, it's all from a salary standpoint. Like, this is a team that wants salary cap, and we can't talk about value, getting the most for your buck. Giving a guy like Drew Lock, who let's just say he continues to play like he did last night, that's not getting most bang for your buck. Having that $5 million either in your cap space to go to the trade deadline, or God forbid someone gets hurt, having that extra $5 million can go out there and help you get a reasonable replacement for that guy instead of having it burning in a quarterback that's not going to see the field. And when he does see the field, it inspires no confidence in the fan base or the team itself. So I much rather run with 2 quarterbacks, Daniel Jones, and it's a make or break season for him. And if it's a break, just bring in Tommy DeVito. He's a fun story. He can just take the negative away from the Giants a little bit. Have him kind of be the scapegoat, like, oh, look at the distraction, while the Giants go and find somewhere and use that roster spot to bring in somebody else and the money to bring in someone else.
Fair enough. Tommy DeVito finished with a 66.3 Pro Football Focus grade. In yesterday's game, Drew Lock finished with a team worst 30.0 grade. So we'll see the status of Lock once the regular season comes around. But if we had to say, he would be the one guy that would be cut before the start of the regular season. But hey, we'll see what happens there. But props for the running game with Eric Gray. Tyrone Tracy was impressed by him as well. Broke a few tackles yesterday, which I'm happy to see. And other than that, man, I think offensively we're pretty much set to go there. I want to shift from the offense to the defense here, Brian, because defensively, we got to see Tyler Newman for the first time. Very excited. I think personally, and I'm sure for you too, Brian, we don't miss McKinney, do we? Not at this point.
No, not last night. No, I know Newman is still a rookie, still improving, but based off what he did last night, he will be a fine replacement for Xavier McKinney and cost a lot less.
And he will not be overmatched, like this clip shows.
Might be the person they bring on him.
3rd and 2. They gave it to Reynolds, and nothing happened.
He just bodied him.
Whoo, boy, that's 300 pounds. He said, bam, right into his. Oh my goodness, I love
hit him like already. A truck. I loved it. Loved every second of it. And big night for the young secondary. Drew Phillips had a few good plays. Newman had a few good plays. Like, I know Banks didn't play, but the future is there, and that secondary can be deadly and dangerous.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Honestly, big fan of Newman when he was drafted. Dyontae Johnson was great as well. He's an undrafted guy that many people have not heard of, but he played extremely well yesterday. Had 74.8 Pro Football Focus grade at linebacker, and this other guy who, let's be honest, didn't impress us in week 1, and he had a lot of preseason hype last year as well. But Tre Hawkins did finish with a 90.0 Pro Football Focus grade yesterday. Was targeted 3 times, allowed just 1 catch. Did have 3 tackles as well. But overall, Hawkins did pretty well. Honestly, not taking much stock into that because I kind of saw what he did last year. And
these are all. I gotta remember that these are Nate Sudfeld throwing the ball. It wasn't Jared Goff. It was Nate Sudfeld and Hendon Hooker.
That's true.
I like Hendon Hooker.
I do.
College quarterback, not as an NFL quarterback.
I am kind of upset at Trey Herndon though. Remember that he got an interception? I believe in this.
I wanted to bring that up. It was
Yeah.
the way the Lions play, He wasn't expecting to have, the Dan Campbell effect where you just kind of go to that whistle gets blown, but it's a learning experience for him, and he's got to do better. That's simple.
Exactly. Quick question by Kevin. What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Any concern about Drew Lock? Nope. Nope. I don't care. I'm done.
Drew Lock doesn't factor into the future of the quarterback position at all.
And you said, Drew Lock would
be gone at the end of the season regardless, whether he plays or not.
And you said that before. Like, I know I was excited about it, but you said from the beginning, you were just like, oh yeah, even though he's here, he's not the future. No, you said this clearly. The future at quarterback is not in this room. So even though we can believe in Daniel, you said he's not the answer. Locke isn't the answer. Even DeVito's not the answer, even though he played well yesterday. So at the end of the day, no concern whatsoever. I could care less, to be honest. I know I hyped him up in a not too long episode a few months ago. But now it's just like, yeah, I'm good. No thanks. I don't want to see him on the field. He's staring too much. And we've seen enough staring from Daniel last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to repeat. No.
Yeah. I'm more worried when Daniel gets on the field if the staring continues.
He better not.
Because he's targeting a lot of Malik neighbors. I know neighbors can, make up for it. But if you keep staring down the receiver, eventually they're going to figure it out. Despite how talented the guy is.
Oh, yeah. Other guys that were notable yesterday, Darius Muasu, the 6th-round linebacker, the Giants drafted this past draft, played well, 82.2 Pro Football Focus. Great. Darian Beavers played well as well.
You and Carl Banks starts, giving you props and gives a whole little segment on you.
That's when you know.
Okay, this linebacker made it.
So hopefully he, I know Muasu's going to make the team. Beavers is kind of a question mark because of the injury from last year, but we'll see what happens there. But Dyontae Johnson is one guy to note too. Because he was playing really well yesterday. There's a quick clip I want to show as well. This is the last clip for you folks. But just outstanding play by Mr. Johnson, who might make the roster, and maybe no one has heard of him, but he doesn't care. Watch this.
Anyone hasn't stepped forward as those backup guys on the interior, but Ryder Anderson had a really good first play there.
Sudfeld gets chased down as assistant special teams coach. Reynolds takes a handoff on a 1st and 10 and picks up a couple on the play as the Giants close.
Might be the person they bring on it.
3rd and 2. They give it to Reynolds and nothing happening there as the Giant front just shut.
So just a few clips out to Talking Giants, by the way, for the clips. I appreciate that. Credit to those guys. Love them. But I mean, you could just see it. The speed is there on Johnson. And
the football IQ is there too.
Oh, he's smart guy.
That sack was smart. He was guarding. I don't know who the receiver was, but he saw I want to say it's a defensive back behind him, and he's like, "All right, he's got him. I'm going after him."
Exactly.
Smart play.
It's fast guy. He got to quarterback fast, and that's what we like to see from our linebackers. And I know it's pretty much set starter wise with McFadden and Okereke, unless otherwise noted. But Johnson, if he keeps playing like this, I think he will make the roster for sure.
You need depth on the roster. You need guys that McFadden or Okereke. You need a break. You need guys that you're comfortable can fill in there. His speed makes me feel comfortable that he can manage the position well enough in a replacement level role. Like that, not a starter, but a guy that's going to play, 10 to 15 snaps a game and do some good stuff.
There we go. Other than that, defensively, I mean, we didn't see Banks out there. We didn't see, Newbin's going to be the starter. Ojulari.
There we go. Starters right there. Ojulari was out there. He looked all right.
From statistically, I think he had like a 0%. Yeah, he had a 0% win rate, pass rush wise. Had 0 pressure on the quarterback. Had 16 chances to do so, and did not even produce. So
he's a candidate to get cut. He really is. I hate to say it.
I don't want him
to get cut either. But if he just continues to be injuries and underperformance, it's back. It's the same thing with Evan Neal. You can't just live off your draft stock forever, which is what he's doing right now. He can be really good. Yeah, but what has he done at the NFL level? I'd rather have someone that I know can play the position well and that's someone I think can play the position well.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see with him and a bunch of these other Giants players as they will play in week 2 of the preseason next week when they head to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. So fun times ahead for this Giants team. We're just almost a month away from the regular season. So yeah, until then, we'll see how the roster shapes.
It's the 8th, December 8th. So we're under 30 days, I think. I don't know how math works with calendars. Calendars are hard.
Hey, man, I don't blink. The point is that, it can't come any sooner. Seriously.
Giant season's coming.
It's almost here. 100th season in the NFL. So shout out to Centennial.
Quick bone to pick about the 100 best players. I know what Bob Papa was trying to do last night when he was talking about the 100 greatest Giants. Lawrence Taylor not number 1 on that list. The list doesn't count at all. I understand what he was doing. Sam Huff, Mel Hine, Tunnel, all great players, all great, members of the Giants organization. You can't tell a story of New York Giants without them. Lawrence Taylor single-handedly transformed the Giants, okay? Before Lawrence Taylor got there, it was 15 to 20 years of losing. Lawrence Taylor, because he was so good at defense, brought the Giants back to the promised land. He's the last defensive player to win MVP. How is he not number 1? So I get what Bob Papa is trying to do, saying like, oh, there is a lot of good players in the Giants. Yes, there is. But you should almost press it. And I know he did say like Lawrence Taylor will be probably number 1, but he left room for debate. There is no debate. Lawrence Taylor's 1, and there's no debate there. So it's almost who's going to be in the top 5, top 10. That's more interesting to me than who's going to be number 1. Because if it's not Lawrence Taylor, then you don't know Giants history.
Yeah, at that point, it's like broken. The whole list is just a fraud, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most notable Giants. He was that defensive player of the year. He was a scary dude back there at defensive end. There's no debate.
He would just wink at guys, and quarterbacks would like crap themselves. Like, oh God, he's coming.
Example: Joe Theismann.
The man that fell asleep in meetings would wake up right out the defensive plan and be 100% right.
I read a book actually about the 19-something when they won the chip. I forgot what. I'll find the book next time. Wait, is it
91 Super Bowl 25?
No, it was the. I think I have it right here. Hold up. History lesson. It's got a new desk, so I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, this one. This book. I read this one. Oh my screen is blurred. Sorry, YouTube. We're fixing this now. All right, here we go. This one, dude. You gotta read. Every Giants fan has to read this one. I love this one. They talked about the 1986 Giants, one of the most best championship teams of all time, and they talked about LT and Carl Banks and just all these legendary Giants players.
The Big Blue Wrecking Crew.
Hey, amen to that, brother. But yeah, what list or what number range are they at right now when it comes to the top of?
I don't know. I've been waiting. I'm just been waiting for the whole list to come out. I know Saquon Barkley was 98, which was stupid.
Swear to God, we're over Hakeem Nicks too. That pissed me off.
Like Saquon Barkley was a nice player, but like when you look at there's 5,000 men that have played for the New York Giants. You can't find any better than Saquon Barkley at 98. I guarantee you, if you go in the history books, I can find players better than Saquon Barkley.
Ahmad Bradshaw.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at the list yet because I'm waiting for it to all come out. But when it comes out, I want to do a deep dive with it.
Oh yeah, of course, 100%. We'll do that for sure. But any other thoughts on the preseason? I mean, special teams, nothing too crazy. We saw the Australian kicker who's not going to make the team, but he did some kickoffs.
I thought he was Irish.
Oh really?
I think he's Irish. There was some Irish kick player because they was like the first player of first player of Irish, like, coming from the Emerald Isle to play with the Giants.
And what's it called? He can't get cut, huh? Because he's part of the international program.
A special rule, yeah.
Must be nice. Imagine. How come you're not getting cut? You suck. Oh, well, because I'm from,
I was born in Europe. Oh, that must be nice.
Must be nice. Meanwhile, some try-hard player from America didn't make the team because of him taking a roster spot because he's just a regular player from the U.S. But anyways. But yeah, other than that, Giants play the Texans next week, so we'll dive into that once that happens. Yeah, we'll shift
a bigger
away.
week. The starter should play the whole first half.
I forgot. League neighbors, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you didn't get the ball yesterday.
Run some cardio.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey,
do you really want Drew Lock throw the ball to you? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wait for your best friend DJ. He'll be there for you. Just
exactly.
gotta give it time.
I don't love the move of sitting DJ. I would like to see him in for a series or two.
But
I don't think. Oh. I don't think he's earned the right to sit out a whole preseason game. I think he needs to show us at least some improvement. At least show us he can move around the field still.
All right, so you want him to play Houston?
Yeah, I want to play the first half in Houston.
First half?
I want to see a few series from Daniel Jones.
All right. I was thinking first quarter. I don't want him to play in the first half. I'm scared for him. Okay. We play the Patriots. No, we play the Jets, don't we?
Play the Jets, yeah. The fourth week would have been Patriots.
Do we play preseason guys in the? Do we play the starters in the third preseason game usually? Do you remember?
I think it's hard now because it would have been a whole half for them, but now with the fourth game gone, it's kind of like up to you. So we might see him, we might not.
Would you put DJ in the third game too?
First series or two, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say
get a bulk of his work done in the Texans game, and then play a couple drives in the Jets game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want the whole starting lineup for at least a series or two, whether in Houston or with the Jets, which should happen either way. But yeah, like we mentioned, continuity, chemistry, offensive line, receivers, quarterback and receiver, especially Neighbors and Jones, that needs to be. Even though the chemistry is obviously clear, what we see in training camp and practice, I want to see more of that. So we'll see.
Camp is different than games. You can look great in camp, but once you get that NFL defense, it's different.
But Neighbors was so open, though. DJ would have found him. He was so open last night.
Any average NFL quarterback would have found him. I think DeVito probably would have found him on that play.
DeVito ain't scared. He'll sling it.
Oh, yeah. He'll sling it.
Locks. I swear, dude, he frustrates me.
Too conservative of a quarterback with Drew Lock. I feel like he's too afraid to make a mistake.
Which is bad. This is a preseason, bro. It's like,
just it doesn't count, bro. Just sling it.
Throw the ball. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Takeaway wise for the Giants as we shift from them to, I guess we'll cover Panthers and Patriots real quick. Do you believe the whole Joe Milton, Drake May stuff? I don't know.
Not at all. No, I think maybe it's practice. You're really gonna put that much stock into practice. We all knew Drake May was a project. We knew he was not going to be ready to start day one. So why are you surprised if any quarterback outplays him? Sure, Joe Milton might be outplaying him, but I know the ceiling with Drake May is much higher than the ceiling with Joe Milton. So the Patriots aren't going to change all of a sudden after 2 weeks of practice that Joe Milton's outplaying someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, Milton, as we both know, he has an arm. But there's a reason why he was drafted in the 6th round. So, you don't just draft a quarterback.
Go watch him at Tennessee. Go watch him at Tennessee, and you'll see a lot of really big plays. And then you'll see a lot of really stupid plays.
Jesus. Way to be harsh on him. A lot of good plays. A lot of stupid plays.
People want the truth. I'm telling you.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, Milton played well yesterday. I think he threw a touchdown. in the game against the Panthers. Drake May went 2 for 3. Jacoby Brissett, based off what I saw yesterday, I'm sorry, buddy. If you're still the starter in week 1, that's crazy. Man went 0 for 3 yesterday on one drive in his appearance. That was ridiculous. Just start Drake May. What do you have to gain or lose at this point if you don't play May? Seriously.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Because like you can lose, like allow him to build chemistry with guys like Polk and Douglas, build the offense, understand what it means. Trial by fire.
They still have Bailey Zappi too. So
I saw that. Yeah. I think he's gonna get cut.
Someone's gonna get him though for sure.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be a nice backup somewhere, or be like on someone's practice squad, and then like get signed randomly after a bunch of injuries happen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, he'll be a nice get for a team. He'll be one of those guys that like on Labor Day when they make all the roster cuts, he'll be signed like by the end of Labor Day.
Smart. All right. Let's see. Hard Knocks. Have you watched that yet? Chicago?
I have not. I've not watched it yet.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I know. That's why like I'm not like motivated to watch it. I'm like I've seen Hard Knocks before. I watched the Browns. Like that was cool, but like I don't need to watch this one right now.
I know. Like I watched it yesterday for the Corner Booth podcast, which by the way y'all should check out as well. But yeah, I tried to, and I was just like, I wasn't note taking, to be honest, because not about the Giants, but I wanted to watch it to just enjoy myself, and I was like, it's not the same. I don't relate with the players.
No, and there's not like a big, like, Caleb Williams cool, but like I never loved Caleb Williams. Maybe because he went to USC. Maybe that's why. I don't really find the Bears. I find Matt Eberflus is kind of like not really a guy I'm gonna like watch. Like, I'll watch like the Rex Ryan if he was, the Hard Knocks guy. I was interested in the Browns one because I wanted to see what Hugh Jackson thought of the 0-16 team and winning one game. That was interesting. There's a storyline there. I just don't see the storyline here. It's what? A young quarterback has weapons finally. Okay.
Good for him. We'll see if he matures. Well, he seemed mature based off the first. I don't think it's a spoiler, but he seems mature in the first episode. He knows what expectations are on top of him. Yeah. It's just a matter of
it'll be proven on the field his maturity level, because that's where the problem was. We saw him, and it's I'll admit it's fine to show emotion. The way he went and handling it was wrong.
All I'm gonna say is the way they kind of introduced Caleb in the show, you're not gonna like it. You watch basketball a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like the PA announcers.
Yeah.
Okay. Just watch the first episode. You can get back to me when next week.
Yeah, I kind of know where it's going, and no, we're doing the stupid Bulls song, the Bulls Laurel music when they're introducing them. I swear to God, if I'm nailing this, yep. Guys, get away from the '90s Bulls. It was 30 years ago. I know Chicago has had much to celebrate. Okay, you got the White Sox who suck. I understand that, but you got a generational talent and Connor Bedard. You had a Blackhawks dynasty, which I knew was a little tainted. You had the most cursed team in sports, the Chicago Cubs, winning a World Series. Pay attention to this. Michael Jordan's gone. Move on.
Oh man, that's good. That was good. Yeah, you just watch and let me know what you think of it next week. But let's see what else. And the last thing I want to cover real quick, Brandon Ayuk. He still hasn't been traded yet. A lot of news surrounding him. I think the Patriots offered him a pretty good amount contract-wise.
$32 million is what I saw.
Holy!
And he turned it down. Like I don't care what you think about New England. I'm going.
Wait a minute. Because I think the Niners asked for no. Wait a minute. He didn't decline that, did he? He declined it, or the team declined it?
Mm-hmm. He said he want to go to New England.
For the money, though? Oh, he did decline it. What the freak?
Yeah. He said he didn't want to go to New England. Because I think it was Kendrick Bourne and draft picks for Ayuk. And they had the deal in place. They were done. And it was all on Ayuk. And he said no. And he just said no to the Browns earlier. So he's trying to force his way to Pittsburgh. But the problem is the Steelers don't have anyone the Niners want. The Niners very clearly want to replace Ayuk with some young wide receiver. That's why they went to New England and try to get Kendrick Bourne. And I'm not sure who they're going to get from Cleveland, but they definitely get a receiver for them.
Mhm.
But, he's trying to force his way to Pittsburgh. They're not going to give up George Pickens. And then after that, there's nobody.
I will say, yeah, according to Diana Rossini of The Athletic, she says that the Patriots had a contract in place for Ayuk. You mentioned $32 million and trade compensation, but Ayuk did not want to go to play for New England, does not believe the quarterback position is at the level he wants it to be at, and he wants to be on a team that he believes can make a run. Wow, that's crazy. I know. What is Pittsburgh going to provide?
I'd rather take my chance with Drake May than whatever Frankenstein, Justin Fields, or Russell Wilson quarterback situation is going to. At least I have an idea of where the Patriots are going to be going for the next 5 years. I don't know which one of these two the Steelers are going to go with, and either one of them, I either have a quarterback that's a complete bust or a quarterback that's washed.
Yeah, I love it. This man said, I don't want to be in New England because their quarterback situation. Let me go to Pittsburgh where the quarterback situation is still bad because we don't know if it's going to be Russ and we don't know if it's going to be Justin Fields. We don't know.
You really trust either one of them?
No.
Exactly.
Broncos country, let's ride versus, well, I don't know. I can't talk bad about Justin Fields, but the point is he hasn't been that great. So just saying. What's another team? Cleveland, I think, was also another option.
Cleveland was big with him. At least that has a semi-stable quarterback position. I don't know if they like it, but they're stuck with Deshaun Watson. We'll see if Watson can get back to a league average quarterback this season. But
yay. Let me see about the Browns. Oh.
I don't know what their trade offer was, or if it's even been released yet.
Let's see. Oh, well, they're unlikely to get him, apparently, so that's going to be...
Yeah, no, I saw that report earlier. It's basically Pittsburgh or you're going to be in San Francisco this year. That's what it is.
Oh, Amari Cooper and draft picks to the night. Wow, why would you do that? Isn't Cooper good?
I like Amari Cooper, but not that much.
I know.
Right about you.
The Commanders, too.
Like, at least Kendrick Bourne makes sense because he's a young receiver who could develop.
I was going to say, the Commanders are one option as well because, Jaden Daniels, but this article I'm reading gives a 1% chance that he gets to the Commanders. So,
I could see it because, they could give up a guy like Jahan Dotson, even though I don't think they would. But that'd be a guy I could see the Niners being potentially interested in and would help bring down the draft capital price a little bit.
Makes sense. But I think we both agree. I think the best thing for him is to stay right in SF.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, your best chance of winning a ring and being a household name is staying with San Francisco this year.
Let's see. We have a comment here. What's up? Hey, what's up? My man, 16. I appreciate. He texted me. I forgot. I'll respond back, brother. I got you. But
don't leave 16 on respond. That's
man. Hey, man, work be killing me, man. I had 2 days off for these past couple of days. Shoot. But yeah, other than that, man, I think that's kind of it. We discussed Giants preseason, Patriots, Panthers, and there's some preseason games tonight. So, I'm not sure if you plan to watch those, but, hopefully you enjoy yourself. There's not much stock to take into the other teams anyways. But, well, we'll focus more on the Giants next week with the second preseason game. We might see either Tuesday or Wednesday, so watch out for that. But other than that, boys and girls, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate y'all as always. And that will wrap it up for episode number 12 of the Thursday Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube to Nate Productions for clips and the full episode of YouTube, or the video version on YouTube. And then for audio versions, it's on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Shout out to SeatGeek, Righteous Felon for sponsoring us as well. And the Giants are 1-0. Let's see if they can keep it going next week. And
fingers crossed.
Woohoo! Daniel Jones. Neighbors, please just throw a tutty in the preseason so I can feel good, even better about my team. But until then, guys.